Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast of Greater St. Helens League 2A football action here at Longview Memorial Stadium. It's homecoming night here for the Mark Morris Monarchs as they welcome in the visiting Hudson's Bay Eagles. Good to have you with us, Nick Sisson, on behalf of N2 Media, saying thank you so much again for taking time out of your night to tune in to tonight's stream. Just noticed that for some reason it's got the title for this stream as Ari Long and Hawkinson, at least on the Facebook description. That is incorrect. Those teams played last week, and the teams about ready to meet in the middle of the field here at Longview Memorial are the Monarchs and the Eagles indeed, as the captains are just about set to get to know one another and determine the coin toss here in the first half. Mark Morris comes into this ball game 1-3 overall on the season, 1-1 in the Greater St. Helens League. Their only win, a shutout win over the Columbia River Rapids, 14-0 2 weeks ago on this very field. And meanwhile, the Hudson's Bay Eagles still searching for their first victory on the season as they are 0-4 overall, most recently losing last week at home to the Ridgefield Spudders. Tough ball game there for Hudson's Bay to endure as they drop that contest 49-0. Last week, Mark Morris also losing via shutout, but on the road at Washougal, the Panthers get it done 22-0. A lot of things that could make Mark Morris fans optimistic, though, as the offense was able to generate some yardage and get to the red zone often, just weren't able to convert anything into points. Penalties, a killer, as well as turnovers. The Monarch defense did only allow 14 offensive points scored against them. Washougal was able to take advantage of an interception and return it to the house for 6. Monarchs, though, are still in the hunt here. It's early in the league schedule with a 1-1 league record, and the way that there's parity up and down the Greater St. Helens League, except for, well, technically as of right now at the top, Ridgefield undefeated, Woodland undefeated, and Ari Long, believe it or not, undefeated in league. So a lot still to be determined, but Mark Morris is well within striking distance as they are going to kick off here to start this ball game. Hudson's Bay will receive. It'll be number 13, Maddox Mobbs, doing the kicking duties here tonight on kickoffs for Mark Morris as he gets set. And we are underway as this ball is going towards the 15-yard line, and it is dropped, picked up though, and a move, splits 2 defenders, and a gang tackle out just beyond the 25-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will set up shop for their first possession of the ball game. Just underway here at Longview Memorial. Fans, please be sure to share this live stream link if you could on social media with friends and family. It would help us out a lot. Not sure the Hudson's Bay fans are sure whether or not we got this live stream going or not, so I want to give them the opportunity to check in and have a chance to watch it with us. The Eagles are going to look to do some ground and pound, as they often do. They got an I formation here, and it's going to be a handoff to the second man, and a good hole there to run through, and a good gain on first down. Ball carrier is number 7, A.J. Hatton, and Hatton is able to pick up at least 7. Looks like they got 9 here for him, so it's going to be second down and short. But again, fans, please share this live stream link with friends and family. I'm Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media, proud to be back doing it again. I formation once again here. Michael Miller, the quarterback, hands off, and right near the line to gain, spinning off of a tackle. Forward progress is going to be enough, though, for a Eagles first down. And there's Miller entering the huddle as he will make the play call quickly, and the Eagles back to work here with the I formation again, tight end off to the right. And it's a handoff, and it's blown up in the backfield, fighting for extra yardage, but the cavalry comes for support. in there, number 32 for Mark Morris. That's Ryak Perner. Perner comes up with a good tackle on first down. It's going to set the Eagles back here to 2nd and 13. Back to pass. A little out route here, and it's high and incomplete. So Miller unable to find his intended target, which was Messiah Jackson, number 4. 3rd and long for Hudson's Bay. Just underway here at Longview Memorial. Scoreboard in the top right corner of your screen. As we have no score, clock stop with 10-11 to go. First possession for either team, and it's 3rd down and long, and it's going to be a toss sweep out to the far side, and a tackle made after a very short gain. Hatton with the carry, and more than likely the Eagles will be sending in the punting team, as it looks like they are. Ball spotted at the Eagles' 35-yard line. So the Monarchs defense gives up a first down, but doesn't allow Hudson's Bay to get any more than that on their first possession. Alberto Nava, senior, number 55, back to punt here for the Eagles, as the Eagles send motion man to the top, and it's on the ground. He's got to pick it up and try to get this away, and it just does get away, but it is not going to go far. It takes an Eagles bounce back into the field of play, and it's going to be down at the Eagles' 49-yard line. So at least Hudson's Bay and Nava was able to get something out of the low snap there. Good job by him to not succumb to the pressure bearing down on him. That could have easily been a blocked punt and possibly points the other direction. But a short field here for Mark Morris to start the ball game on their first offensive possession. They are going to be led by number 10, Carter Huda, starting tonight. And we got a real tight formation here on the near side, and it's a toss out to the near side, and Kenny Mullen is able to break one tackle. A flag comes down. Great individual effort here by Mullen as he is ridden out of bounds. Actually, really good juke moves there by Mullen. This one is going to be in the vicinity of where you might find a holding call, as he was working himself outside, and the white hat official tonight, Reese Baker, makes the call that I assumed holding on Mark Morris. It's a spot foul, so 10 yards from the spot. It's not going to be first down and 20. It looks like it's going to be about first down and 17 here. Ball is going to be spotted now on the Monarchs' 44-yard line. Four wide receivers, 2 to each side. Motion coming across. Huda gets the snap, looks left, throws left, has a man out there. It's high, but it is hauled in, and now the ball is loose. And it's covered up on by Mark Morris. Decker Bartell was there to make the reception. All in all, Bartell was able to get beyond midfield, spot him down at the 48. So that's going to be a gain of 8 to him, but then a fumble does go forward, and it's Kenny Mullen who picks it up at the 46-yard line. So after the 8-yard reception and fumble, Monarchs actually pick up 2 extra on the loose ball there. Not conventional, but effective nonetheless. Probably not how Coach Mike Peck, who's in his first season with Mark Morris, drew that one up, but that's a manageable second down play here for Huda, and Huda hands off. Mullen is met at the line of scrimmage. He does get forward progress out to the Eagles' 45-yard line, which is good for a gain of 1, but good job plugging the hole there by the Eagles quickly. Mark Morris will have a third down and medium. Call it third down and 6 on the scoreboard. Ken Kelly on the PA, as always, here for Mark Morris. And if you're a Monarchs basketball fan, you will hear the lovely voice of Coach Kelly throughout the season, as he is now going to be the head coach on the bench for Mark Morris. And now we've got the third down play. It's a touch pass sweep here to the near side, and good pursuit by the Eagles as they are going to cut this one down at the line of scrimmage. First one there to cut off the path was Gabriel Valencia. Fourth down, and it looks like they're going to give him a yard there. It's going to be 4th and 5, and it's on the Eagles 44. Mark Morris huddled up. Looks like they're going to go for it. Eagles got to be staying disciplined here, looking for a potential hard count. Huda doesn't go hard count. Fake handoff, play action, looking, rolling, throwing. Catch is made out of bounds. It's a deep pass for a first down up the near sideline. What a ball there by Huda off of the play action. It's Daniel Kobayashi. If you got a chance to read the live stream game of the week column, or capsule as you would say, Kobayashi, the pick for the X Factor in tonight's matchup, and he comes up big here at the 9-yard line. It's a 35-yard hookup, and we got a handoff here on 1st and goal, and it's stacked up right beyond the line of scrimmage. In fact, it looks like it's spotted at the line of scrimmage, gain of nothing. 2nd down and goal again here for Mark Morris. Looks like they got the nose of the football touching the 10-yard line still here, so. But a big 35-yard pass there from Huda to Kobayashi. Huda, play action, pass caught in, a great block on the outside. Decker Bartel is able to work himself into the end zone for a Monarchs touchdown. 9-yard touchdown reception there from Huda to Bartel, and the Monarchs on top now 6-0. Fans, please feel free to type into the live stream comment section where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Questions, comments, concerns. And the PAT kick is no good. It's outside. 6-0 here. Mark Morris with the lead. Bartel's had a fantastic season so far for Mark Morris. Another touchdown under his belt. So the Monarchs 1 for 1 on possessions here. Again, fans, sorry that the live stream video says Hawkinson and Ari Long. I don't know what happened with that, but it did happen. But this is, in fact, Mark Morris and Hudson's Bay, 6-0. Bartel, the beneficiary there of the touchdown reception to get the Monarchs the 6, but Daniel Kobayashi with great concentration on a deep ball and great placement on the pass from Carter Huda, who's off to a hot start here. He's 3 for 3. Short kick fielded at the 27. And running into his own blockers, stacked up beyond the 30, just in front of the 35. It looks like forward progress has it out to the 35. Hudson's Bay with good field position to start their second drive of the ball game, looking to equal Mark Morris's effort and potentially take the lead with a PAT or a 2-point conversion. Michael Miller, the senior quarterbacking here for Hudson's Bay. So far, A.J. Hatton, the feature running back. Back to pass, looking left, throwing left, deep ball, and it's out in front of the intended receiver. 2nd down and 10. Valencia, the target on the near sideline. We'll be checking Twitter and the social media outlets for score updates here in Greater St. Helens League football, as well as whatever else we've got. Tumwater in an early start down at McKenzie Stadium takes out 4A Union 56-10. The Thunderbirds as strong as anybody here in the 2A class, and Miller is going to check into a new play here after he surveys the defense. And it's a toss to the outside, and good pursuit here from the backside. Number 5, Kevin Hernandez-Ruiz with the pursuit and the tackle. It's a loss on the play. It's going to be a loss of 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. Handoff goes up the middle, and it is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Gain of about 1, maybe 2, depending on the spot, but nowhere to go here for the Eagles, and they look to be sending in the punt team here once again. So a slow start offensively, not what the doctor ordered. Ari Long on top at Columbia River early, 7-0. A pass completed to Tajon Riggins from Jackson Rivenis. Gives the Jacks an early 7-0 lead on the road. Punt formation here for the Eagles, who nearly lost an opportunity to kick the ball away. A much better snap here and a much better punt here. This one is fielded by Bartel, and Bartel shakes the first guy off, hesitates, gets out of a tackle, still working here towards the near sideline, gets the edge, runs out of bounds at the 50. A late flag comes in after an Eagles player is blindsided, and it's going to be a penalty against the Monarchs, so they're going to back up here from where Bartel went out of bounds. The flag back at the Monarchs 47, so most likely this one will be starting at the 37-yard line. $15-yard variety. So a 15-yard penalty will back it up to the 32. The Monarchs back to work here for their second possession, and it's a keeper by Huda after the fake handoff, and is able to wiggle free of the first tackler and actually pick up a couple here. It's going to be about 4 yards for Huda. 2nd down and 6, clock running, 3:42 to go, opening quarter. Got 2 backs here, little pistol look. And it's going to be an option keeper. Huda did not pitch, kept it himself, and he's actually going to lose yards. One of them situations there where might have had an opportunity to go out to Bartel to his left there, or Bartel also could have maybe cut it up and helped Huda with a block there. Either way, opportunity goes by the wayside here, and the Monarchs back up after a good first down run. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Kobayashi all the way out towards the near sideline here at the bottom, and it's going to be a handoff and going nowhere. In fact, slipping for a loss on the play, and the ball comes loose, and it's recovered by the Eagles. So Hudson's Bay picks the ball up at the Monarchs' 35-yard line. Tough to see from this angle where the ball came out at, but the referee, Reese Baker, signaling Hudson's Bay football. So a short field for the Eagles to work, and this is just what Hudson's Bay needs to try to get themselves their offense going and possibly take a lead here. And so far, the Eagles are +1 in the turnover category. I formation here. Miller hands off. And a little bit of running room, and this is right near the first down marker. It's going to be a gain of about 8, but there is a flag. Xavier Lyons, who had 7 carries for 15 yards last week at home against Ridgefield with a good game there, nearly had last week's total on one run, but it's going to be a hold against Hudson's Bay, and they're going to back up, so that good field position and the good opportunity is set back a little bit here, but not unobtainable. Looks like they've got this one behind the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 1st and 20. And it looks like we've got movement coming across the line here from Mark Morris. 5 yards is going to be gifted back to the Eagles, so that's one way to cut into the penalty yardage, is force your opponent to commit a penalty themselves. And the clock continues to move here, under 2 minutes now in the opening quarter. Homecoming 2024 here at Longview Memorial Stadium. And I formation again. Handoff up the middle. Lions with a good run. Good tackle by Decker Bartel. Back to the initial line of scrimmage, maybe a yard beyond that. So 2nd down and 9 for Hudson's Bay. Again, fans, thank you so much for being with us here. Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media. Facebook description incorrect for some reason. It's not R.A. Long and Hawkinson. Handoff to the fullback. And this is Talea. And Talea breaks a tackle, and he's on his way to the end zone for a touchdown. Hudson's Bay ties it up. That's actually, check that, number 40, Dante Rodriguez. Sorry, Mr. Rodriguez. I've heard so much about the big fullback there that Hudson's Bay had, and thought that was going to be number 64, Ty Talea, but no, number 40, Dante Rodriguez with the first carry of the night, takes it to the house. This game is tied up here, and on for the extra point is Brant McLaren. And McLaren gives Hudson's Bay the lead 7-6. 1:09 left first quarter, and the Eagles respond. So just like that, turnover leads to points, and Dante Rodriguez pays off the drive with a bruising run, breaking a couple of tackles. It's a 34-yard touchdown run. And a short pooch kick fielded at the 35-yard line. The Monarchs will have good field position, brought down at the 39-yard line. So a little bit of the energy kind of sucked out of Longview Memorial Stadium at the moment here, with the turnover leading to a touchdown, and Hudson's Bay finds himself on top now. Mark Morris is going to go with 3 wide receivers slot to the near side here. And it's going to be a pass out here to the near side. Trying to get the corner and getting the corner and cutting it back up inside is Brady Schlecht. Big Bad Brad with the reception and a first down gain. It's going to be a pickup of roughly 12 or so. Huda still perfect here passing in the first quarter. Yet to throw an incompletion. Fake handoff, wrong side. Mullins loading up, looking to go deep. One-on-one coverage. This ball is laid out in front, and unable to get underneath of it is Bartel. Gregory Swain says Ty is number 40, by the way. Oh, well, thank you. I heard about the fullback being a big bruiser, but on the roster here, it has him listed as number 64, and Dante Rodriguez listed at 40. So I really appreciate that. Let me know. Handoff goes for a couple yards here to Kenny Mullen. 3rd down and 8 for the Monarchs. That's why I have the live stream comment section. It's for reasons just like that. More information, the better. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Hudson's Bay with the lead, 7-6. Teams will flip sides of the field. And when they go back out there, Mark Morris will be faced with a 3rd down and 8. Fans, again, thank you so much for being with us here tonight. Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media. It is our game of the week next Friday night. We're going to be right back here for a big one. Ridgefield comes to town to take on the Mark Morris Monarchs. Mark Morris has plenty of work here in front of them. Ridgefield also with a tough opponent tonight. They are taking on Washougal at the Hot Potato, and that game is scoreless at the end of the first quarter. Mountain View on top of Prairie, 14-0 with 4:48 to go in the first quarter. Columbia River has tied the ball game up 7-7 between Columbia River and R.A. Long. Third down here for Mark Morris. Huda back to pass. Throws it deep. Has a man out there. Catch is made by Schlecht. Schlecht loses the ball before crossing the goal line. And it is recovered by Hudson's Bay. Oh, no. And the Monarchs were looking for the touchdown signal here. And there's not going to be a conversation. It is going to be Eagles football. Great catch there by Schlecht. In traffic. Looked to be carrying 2 defenders. Had Bartel there for support. But the Eagles come up large. Now Hudson's Bay in the shadow of the end zone here. Quarterback sneak, and they are going to get some breathing room here. Miller pushes the pile forward out to the 4-yard line, gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 now, but man, Mark Morris loses a big opportunity there. Huda with another completed pass. He's off to a good start so far, but Mark Morris having problems protecting that football. They were trying to lobby there for a touchdown to be called, but we don't have the benefit of replay here, and our camera angle is probably not going to be good enough to tell where he was at. And then a big hole here, 1st down carry. That's Xavier Lyons, And the Eagles are on the move all of a sudden here. Still got a long way to go, but man, feels like a big momentum play. First and 10 at the 12-yard line. Miller back to pass, steps up, tries to elude a second player and can't do it. Sack is made by number 51, Cam Lair. Big defensive play there by Lair. It's going to be a loss of 7. They got a loss of 8 on the scoreboard. Second and 18, ball spotted at the 5-yard line. But the Eagles have come up with 2 turnovers after falling behind 7-0. Not a great start, but able to work themselves out of the hole. They've got the lead. Forced another turnover when it looked like Mark Morris was about ready to go into the end zone. Literally like a yard away. And now Miller checks the play here, and it's going to be a whistle. Play is going to be blown dead. Timeout is going to be called by Mark Morris here, so 9:31 to go in the first half here, second quarter action. A lot of ball game left here. End of the first quarter, R.A. Long and Columbia River tied at 7 down in Hazel Dell. After the timeout, second down and 17. I formation here. Three backs total, and it's a pass out to the far side flat, and it is swallowed up immediately, tackled down at the line of scrimmage there. Still will remain third down and 17. One of the big difference makers for Hudson's Bay so far on this season is without the services of junior running back Akil Bauman. He was one of the main catalysts along with his brother Raphael last season in the Eagles backfield. But Hudson's Bay so far doing okay tonight without Bauman's services. Deep in their own territory are going to go conservative and hand it off here, and a decent little gain out towards the near side. Stopped down at about the 14-yard line, just beyond the original line of scrimmage, and the Eagles look to be sending in the special teams. 8:25 left now in the first half, clock running. Decker Bartell with his heels on the 50-yard line here for Mark Morris. And Alberto Nava back to punt once again for Hudson's Bay. Rolling towards the near side and is angled towards the near side short. Ran up on and fielded. Dangerous decision there, but Bartell hauls it in and he posts the Monarchs up at the Eagles 35. Got to imagine that Got to imagine Coach Mike Peck is preaching ball security here on this drive, and Mark Morris with a great opportunity to get a score. Huda still perfect passing, and it's an end around to the far side. Great read there defensively. That play is going to go for a loss. Second down and 14 here. Huda looking to the right, and we've got a whistle and a flag. And a false start. So Mark Morris shooting themselves in the foot here after a opening drive touchdown to take a 6-0 lead. Their second drive and third drive ended in a lost fumble. And the most recent one of those two is in spectacularly heartbreaking fashion for Brady Schlecht, who had a chance to get into the end zone. You know, depending on where you're at in the angle, you might have, but the officials didn't see it that way. Now a penalty here after getting the ball at the Eagles 35 to start the drive. Backed up 2nd and 19. Looking to pass down the field. Man is there. Bartell makes a catch, and he crosses the field. Spin moves out of a tackle. Still on his feet. Breaks another tackle up the far sideline. And he gets the angle, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Monarchs. It's a 44-yard touchdown for Decker Bartell, his second of the ball game. A highlight play for Mr. Bartell. 12-7. Monarchs reclaim the lead. And the Monarchs might think about going for 2 here. What a play there by Bartell. And they will go for 2. And it's a fake handoff. Huda splits defenders and gets into the end zone. Ball is loose. What are they going to call here? It's in, they say. Crossed the line just before the ball came loose. This time, Huda with the 2-point try. Huda with 2 touchdown passes. Perfect on the night so far. 14-7, Mark Morris with the lead. But the touchdown, man, what a play by Bartell. So Mark Morris with an answer in a big way after being backed up 2nd down and 19. A little crossing route across the middle of the field turns into a big play. Low kickoff here to the near side, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be a procedure penalty on Mark Morris. 6:33 to go, second quarter. Hudson's Bay will get the ball once again. Ridgefield has gotten on the board first against Washougal, 7-0. Jacks and Rapids have each scored another touchdown and each not converted a PAT. Hand off to the second man through out of the I formation here, stacked up right around the 38, 39-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 here. Lions with the carry. But again, R.A. Long and Columbia River tied at 13. Second quarter action down in Hazeldale at Columbia River High School. Handoff, first man through, the fullback Talea, and he only gets a couple this time, his second carry of the ball game. Talea had that 34-yard touchdown run on a couple of broken tackles, a couple nice highlights so far here tonight. But he moves the ball forward for a couple more. It'll be third and very manageable. They're going to say 3rd and 3. It's but more like 3.5. The Eagles looking to respond now, down 14-7. Miller under center, hands off fullback, and this is going to be a first down carry as the pile pushes. A big man there. Talea is able to pick up 5 and a first down. So 1st and 10, ball spotted at the Eagles' 47. Movement, and it looks like this one is going to go against Mark Morris, and it will. It's going to be offsides, a free 5 yards. Hudson's Bay now in Monarchs territory. Again, fans, thank you so much for being with me here tonight at Longview Memorial Stadium for Mark Morris Homecoming 2024 and our N2 Media Game of the Week. And it's an inside trap here, and Talea breaks a tackle almost, gets it out to the 31-yard line. That is a big man rumbling there for sure. That's a big gain there of about 17 yards. Talea with a great average so far tonight, 4 carries for him, and already almost at 60 yards and a good run here. Gain of about 6 for Xavier Lions. Hudson's Bay carving up some real estate here. 4 minutes to go in the first half. The game moving right along. Eagles go 2 wide receivers near side, handoff to Talea. Talea sidesteps a first tackler in the hole, and he's got almost enough for a first down, and it looks like the officials are holding up 3 fingers for 3rd and very short. Call it a yard. Your Hudson's Bay expect to do the exact same thing. Coming in off the sideline is Jacob Trotter to help out with defensive support here. Got to imagine Talea the reason for that, and it's a sneak here. Miller's got it. Gets beyond the 20-yard line, in fact. Those of the football might be touching the 19 after that run. 3-yard gain for Miller, and Miller will jog over to the far sideline to get the play call. But a nice drive responding here. The energy kind of sucked out of the stadium once again. Hudson's Bay offense has a tendency to be able to do that to you if they just can move up and down the field methodically here. But some big plays have come from Talea here, and it's a handoff to the second man through, and this time the Monarchs get back there at the line of scrimmage and tackle him down for no gain. Mac West got in there to help out with that tackle. Clock now under 2:30 to go first half. Good ball game here at Longview Memorial. 14-7 Monarchs. Second down and 10. Handoff to Leia. Talea bowls over the first tackler, gets it down to about the 16. That'll be a gain of, from my perspective, about 5, but I think officially it'll be 4 on the scoreboard. Third down coming. And a whistle. And a penalty flag. And false start against Hudson's Bay. So tough moment for that here as Bay is heavily reliant so far on rushing the football. They have attempted a couple of passes. They completed one. Big drive here just before halftime. Clock milked down to $1:25 now for this third down and 11 play. Got to imagine that the Eagles are going to try to just get half of it, maybe all of it here. Miller back to pass, has time, goes to the end zone, and this pass is out in front of his intended target. So fourth down. And some personnel substitutions being made here. I believe that the kicker here has the leg to make this. Brant McLaren, a sophomore, made good contact with the ball on the PAT attempt, and it looks as if Hudson's Bay is going to attempt a field goal. Ball spot at the 21, and this is going to be a 38-yard attempt here. And the Hudson's Bay Eagles want to talk it over, see if they want to maybe change their mind and go for it here, because usually on heels of a timeout, you don't kick a field goal. You don't want to ice your own kicker, but nevertheless, you want to make sure you get the personnel right if that was a problem, if there was something that they saw. But 14-7 with 1:15 to go. Mark Morris not with a lot of time here if this kick is good or missed, if they do kick it. But the offense has been explosive, to say the least. Decker Bartel, 2 touchdown receptions. Carter Huda yet to throw an incomplete pass so far here. He's also got a 2-point conversion run. So the tandem of Huda to Bartel doing work, as the kids say. And it looks like that the Eagles have thought differently of the initial decision, and they're going to leave the offense out there on 4th and 11 and go for it. They got 4 wide receivers here, and the fullback Talea to the right of Miller. And a whistle, and a procedure penalty is going to go against Hudson's Bay. So 5 yards further back is going to make this a 4th down and 16 now. Not what you were hoping for out of a timeout. Fourth and 16. Take a shot to the end zone possibly here, and there's another false start. Everybody in motion. The center, the only one not on the same page. So instead of a 38-yard field goal attempt, now the Eagles have backed themselves up to a 4th down and 21. And the ball's spotted on the 31. They are going to need 21 yards to get the first down here. Expect some flyers up right here. And now the punt team is out there. And Nava, rugby style, goes to the near side and a short punt. And it's going to take a Monarchs bounce covered up at the 19-yard line. 1:04 left in the first half. At least, I believe, 2 timeouts in the Monarchs' back pocket here to see how aggressive they want to be. Utah's had a good first half. I think that the most important thing that you want to talk about with your team in this situation is protect the football. Last thing you want to do is give Hudson's Bay some momentum. The Monarchs will receive the ball to start the second half, and they're going to split trips out to the top. In fact, quads out to the top, and a single wide receiver down here at the bottom, and motion goes to the far side, and it's going to be a screen ball back to the middle of the field, and it goes nowhere. It's incomplete, and then a hit after the ball goes incomplete. Surprised that we maybe didn't see a flag there on that one, and looks like Schlecht still down. Couldn't really tell from this vantage point if the defender lunged towards the head area, but it did look like he threw a little extra after that ball went incomplete. So we'll get that sorted out after Schlecht has checked on the training staff out there. Hopefully get him up on his feet. But the Monarchs staying aggressive. Clock stops now. It'll be second down and 10. Schlecht is up off the turf. That's good to see. Hopefully they can get him checked out on the sideline and get him back into the ball game. Columbia River has scored again to go up 19-13 against R.A. Long. Mullen behind Huda. Huda looks to the right, loads up, goes deep, has a man out in front, and it's just beyond the reach of the wide receiver, Daniel Kobayashi. He was there, and the ball just a little out in front. Third down and 10 coming here for Mark Morris. .56 seconds left. The Monarchs are staying aggressive here. And it's a toss play here. Trying to get outside, and he does. This is going to be a first down carry out to the 35-yard line, gain of 14. Avery Elliott with the carry. Monarchs hurry it up. 42 seconds, clock running. First and 10, Huda has time, loads up, goes deep again. This time there's a safety back there, and it goes beyond him as well. Kobayashi, the intended target, the Eagles not wanting to allow that hookup to happen. Huda's got an arm here as he has loaded up a couple of times. Second down and 10 with 33 seconds to go. If you're Mark Morris, you might want to try to see what you can do to just get the ball into Bartel's hands. But he is currently not out on the field. Toss sweep, Elliott, far side. And he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage here. And we've got a timeout taken. The clock is going to stop with 25 seconds. And Mark Morris calls the timeout. So Coach Peck wants to maybe take another shot or two here. Again, fans, next week we will be back here at Longview Memorial Stadium. It'll be Mark Morris hosting Ridgefield Kickoff at 7 o'clock. Should be a good ball game. If Mark Morris is going to have any hopes of getting a league championship, it's going to start with a win here tonight and definitely a win over Ridgefield. R.A. Long is going to punt after their latest possession. 19-13 River, still 3 minutes to go in the first half down there. Bartel one-on-one down here at the bottom. And he's going to get the catch here, and we're going to do a little hook and ladder, I believe. Mullen was coming out on the wheel. Instead, it's just a reception out to the 41-yard line, and the clock stops. I believe Hudson's Bay has called a timeout here. It'll be 4th down and 4. But some chicanery about ready to commence. Great job by the Eagles secondary to make that tackle and not allow Bartel to flip the ball back to Mullen, who I said was running to the near sideline on what they call a wheel route out of the backfield. Halftime coming up here in just a little bit. It's going to be homecoming ceremonies 2024. Mark Morris in go-for-it formation here with 18 seconds left. 4th and 4, Huda, 3-step drop, loads up, going deep, and this one is going to overshoot everyone. And the ball is going to be turned over on downs back to Hudson's Bay. And they're going to take over in Monarchs territory at the 41-yard line, so don't go anywhere just yet. 14 seconds and 2 timeouts here for Hudson's Bay to work with. Good news is over here on the near sideline that Brady Schlecht is up and walking around and has his helmet and chin strap buckled, so hopefully we can get a chance to see him get back into the game after a hard hit. And the Eagles are going to spread it out here and work out of the shotgun. Not many times they've done that. They got trips to the top, and Miller, under pressure, steps up and lobs one downfield, has a man wide open! Touchdown, Eagles! Just like that. Wow. One play, 41 yards. Touchdown reception to Seth Zarate. Elguea Zarate. Kick is up and good. Wow, that one was blasted too. Wow. What a huge play for Hudson's Bay. The unthinkable Miller steps up, delivers to a wide open receiver on the near sideline. Just like that, we have got a new ball game, 14-14. Just like I said, don't go anywhere just yet. Well, now Mark Morris has an opportunity to return the kickoff. 6 seconds left. Short pooch kick, fielded at the 35, down at the 40, 4 seconds to go in the first half. Don't go anywhere just yet. This game has already had some really interesting highlight plays, and yeah, I gotta wonder what the talk is going to be here. Mark Morris with 2 turnovers, and had a chance to go into the end zone on one of them, where Schleck lost the ball at the 1-yard line, and then they go for it on 4th down in their own territory. We got a whistle here, and the play is going to be blown dead. And Hudson's Bay wants to take a timeout and talk things over before this last play. But man, what a crazy, crazy ending here in the first half. Mark Morris again does receive that second half kickoff, which is good. And you gotta feel good if you're both teams right here, I think, because I mean Hudson's Bay has answered when they need to. Just then, they answered when they got down 6-0. They've put together good drives. Penalties have hurt them at times as well. And Mark Morris has had some penalties hurt them, and ball security, and I don't want to say a blown coverage or a blown assignment, but I'll just say a better play by Miller to step up in the pocket and to find an open receiver down the sideline. Good route concept there. And now Mark Morris is going to go trips to the top and a running back behind Huda, and they're going to take a knee and get out of here and go into the locker room. First half comes to an end here, folks. 14-14. Mark Morris and Hudson's Bay locked up. So fans, it's going to be an extended halftime here for Homecoming 2024. I will try to see what I can do to provide some video footage of what we've got going on for Homecoming. Well, I'm going to take a timeout here for myself, but we'll leave this camera going, and I'll leave the audio going for the background, see if we can't pick up what's being said on the mic. It's not fed into the stream here, but man, what a first half, folks. 14-14 between Hudson's Bay and Mark Morris. right, homecoming festivities have concluded, and I'm not sure about how long it's going to be until we start the second half, but I'm going to take an audio timeout here again, and we'll be back for the start of the second half in just a few moments. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just in time here for the start of the second half. We still got about 2.5 minutes to go until we officially get underway. But what a ball game it's already been here. 14 apiece between Mark Morris and Hudson's Bay. The Eagles have been stubborn and not wanting to go away just yet. Mark Morris has been able to move the football, but so is Hudson's Bay, just kind of doing it in different ways. We'll take you through the scoring summary here of the first half. Mark Morris got on the board first on their first possession after stopping Hudson's Bay. Decker Bartell, a 9-yard touchdown reception from Carter Huda. Point after touchdown attempt via kick, no good. 6-0 Mark Morris. Hudson's Bay gets one back, though. A 34-yard touchdown run, capitalizing on a Mark Morris fumble. It is Ty Talea with the touchdown, a big fullback. PAT good. Hudson's Bay leads 7-6. Second quarter of action after the Monarchs were backed up after a penalty and starting with good field position. They end up connecting on another wide receiver touchdown to Decker Bartell from Carter Huda. This time it's a 44-yard catch and run. Monarchs go for 2, and Huda is able to cross the goal line for the 2-point try, 14-7, and then chaos. At the end of the first half, Mark Morris had a big shot down the field with Daniel Kobayashi that was just outside of his reach, and then the Monarchs decided to go for it a couple of plays later in their own territory on 4th down with about 20 seconds left or so, and, well, that didn't go so well. They ended up incompleting the next play, and Hudson's Bay took over with 15 seconds to go in the half, and all it took was one play and a 41-yard touchdown to Saith Ilguea Zarate. And Hudson's Bay gets a PAT to tie things up just before halftime. The homecoming ceremonies have concluded, and a Mark Morris player, number 25, Eamon Flemons, named the homecoming king. If we're going with that term, I believe it's acceptable for Mark Morris. Didn't get the young lady's name that ended up joining him in the royalty court there, but we're just about set now for action here. That is the 2.5-minute summary of the first half. And again, Decker Bartell continuing to make his case for first team all-league, maybe better, depending on how Mark Morris is able to do the rest of the way. Bartell's on pace for double-digit touchdowns so far this season, so able to get a couple more, and Mark Morris able to get a couple more wins. You might have him with his name in the hat for a potential league MVP. But that's a long ways from now. We don't need to worry about that. We got another half of foosball to play here. Foosball. Bunch of overgrown monsters manhandling each other. Waterboy, love it. Sorry. Occasionally I kind of go on a comedic tangent from time to time. Hudson's Bay will kick it off. It'll be McLaren doing the duties, and it's a onside kick, and it's recovered by Mark Morris. So tricky are the Eagles. Brant McLaren tried to give the Eagles special teams an opportunity to recover that. Instead, Mark Morris avoids potential, I won't say catastrophe, but maybe disaster. Both of them are bad. Monarchs are going a little bit tighter here now. They got Mac West split off to the left side of the line, and they got 2 wide receivers near side off the line as well, and they're missing Decker Bartell, and Bartell comes in and gets in position. I don't think he knows the play, but it doesn't matter. It's going to the far side. Double coverage out there, and it's tipped up and incomplete. Daniel Kobayashi, the intended receiver. So Kobayashi, one of the favorite targets tonight to go along with Bartell. And Kobayashi had a big 35-yard reception back in the first quarter on that first drive that Mark Morris had. It was on 4th down, and Mark Morris just continuing to stretch the field here, but a safety back that time. And it's going to be a handoff and bouncing it to the outside. Great pursuit tackled there by Gabriel Valencia, but Avery Elliott on the carry. Gain of 2, 3rd and 8 here for Mark Morris. Fans, again, please be sure to share the live stream link with friends and family. And also, if you could, please be sure to follow the page that you're watching on or subscribe to it on YouTube. Either way, it helps. 3rd down and 8. Huda. Nice pass there, but it's going to be short by a few yards. Catch is made by Decker Bartel. Coverage there by Michael Stump. And this one is at the 48 of Hudson's Bay. 4th down and 5. And the Monarchs appear ready to go for it. Just underway, second half, first possession of the half. And the Monarchs already faced with a 4th down. They're going to go for it here again. Elliott, the running back, trips to the near side. Safety shaded towards the top, though. And they're looking that direction. It's an out route, and the catch is off the hands of Kobayashi. And that is going to be a turnover on downs. Kobayashi not too thrilled there. Wants to have an opportunity to get that one back. Will have to settle for another opportunity later on in the ball game. It's going to be 1st and 10 Hudson's Bay at their own 48-yard line. So a good defensive possession there for the Eagles. Good ball by Carter Huda. Kobayashi unable to haul it in. 2 fullbacks here, and it goes to the deep man. And it's going to be a gain. They're going to mark it down at the 48, but there's a flag, and it's going to be holding against Hudson's Bay. So that's going to back the Eagles up 10 yards. .10:25 left, 3rd quarter. So the Eagles with a defensive stop, still looking to run their first play successfully, depending on how this drive goes. A lot of momentum could be in the Eagles' favor. Miller sets up a screen ball, beautiful. Oh, but the turf monster trips up the receiver. Stump had blockers out in front. It did rain here for about 6 hours earlier this morning, and it's starting to get a little cold and slick out there on the field. Tough break there. Great play call. And again, I formation here with an extra fullback. Miller passes, and this one is incomplete. Guaya Zarate, the intended receiver, he's already got that 41-yard touchdown that happened right before halftime to tie up the ball game. 14 apiece. Third and very long here. 3rd and 19. In the I formation, handoff to the first man through. And breaking a tackle at the original line of scrimmage and moving it into Monarchs territory is the fullback, Ty Talea. Good gain there of about 13 yards. Brings up 4th and 7. Got a feeling that Hudson's Bay is going to be going for this one as the special teams does stay on the sideline. I formation. Linebackers sucked in close. And a little cadence here by Miller, and Miller is going to check over and maybe change the call here, or might go hard count again. And back to pass. Miller rolling. Now under pressure. Faces up, and he's hit as he throws, and it's going to be a sack, I believe, or an incomplete pass either way. Mark Morris is going to take over on downs. And it looks like they officially have this one ruled as a sack, and there is a Monarchs player down on the far sideline. So the ball will be spotted at the 50-yard line. Both teams have had a possession so far in the quarter, and both teams have gone for it on fourth down unsuccessfully. Mark Morris with good field position again. And it's Eamon Flemons, the down player, who's up off the turf for Mark Morris. Halftime in Hawkinson, Woodland on top, 24-14 in another Greater St. Helens League 2A football matchup. So far, the running back duties being handled by Avery Elliott as Kenny Mullen on the sideline. And it's going to be a handoff to Elliott, and Elliott makes the first man miss, stays on his feet, trying to break out of another, and he is finally brought down at the 45, so a gain of 5. Good little first down play there. Kenny Mullen still in uniform, and to my understanding, still doing okay. I talked to Coach Mike Peck before the ball game, and he said that Elliott's a guy that could expect to get some carries here tonight. He's trending in the right direction. We got an out route here, and it's high, and it's mistimed a little bit on the jump by Bartell. Bartell trying to show off some hang time there, unable to haul that one in. It's going to be an incomplete pass, 3rd and 5. Kelso finally scoring against Evergreen after falling behind 21-0. It's now 21-7 as Bartell moves a little bit closer to the line here at the bottom of the screen. Now he's going to come in motion across, and it's a touch pass to him, and he's got a blocker out in front trying to make a man miss. Can't. Brought down after a short gain. 4th down and 4 ahead for the Monarchs. And so far the theme of the night for Mark Morris is no punting. They are going for it anytime they can. Clock running, approaching the 7-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. 14 apiece. See what Mark Morris wants to go with here on this play. They're trying to do some single coverage at the top, but they've got a bunch of bodies shading, and play fake, ball down the middle of the field, off the back foot, and it looks incomplete. And it is intercepted by Hudson's Bay. Coming up with the ball is Xavier Lyons. So the Eagles get the pick. That's the 3rd turnover for Mark Morris officially on the night. Hudson's Bay so far with 0 in that category. One of the reasons why it's 14-14 here at this junction of the ball game. So each team now possessing it twice as the Eagles go to work on their second possession. And it's going to be an inside trap to the fullback, and Talea rumbles for a gain of 9. So 2nd down and a yard now. River with another score early in the second half. Now midway through the third quarter, 25-13. River on top, and Eamon Flemings is in the backfield for a big stop on second down. It's going to be a loss of 1, 3rd and 2 upcoming for the Eagles. The Jacks are finding it tough to play down in Columbia River right now, losing by 12. Still a lot of ball game left down there, and obviously still a lot of game here right in front of us. 3rd and 2. Talea, the fullback here again, and the Monarchs load it on him, and he sneaks by the initial wave and is grabbed and tripped down. It's going to be enough for a first down. So the Eagles move the chains. Hand off to the second back, carrying some tacklers just beyond the 50-yard line, and helped up number 7, A.J. Hatton, with the carry there. The Eagles looking comfortable here on the road in a 14-14 ball game. Handoff, broken tackle, first down yardage beyond the 40-yard line, down at the 39 is Lions. So the Eagles marching here into Monarchs territory. Under 4.5 to go, third quarter. Eagles searching for their first win of the season. Handoff inside, and Talea stays on his feet. Dropped at the line of scrimmage now. It'll be second down and 10. Eagles love this power I formation here. Long handoff, left side off tackle, tripped up and dropped after a very short gain is Lions. Third down and 9 now for the Eagles. Ball's at the 38. It's a big play here for both teams. Locked up at 14. Power I formation. Back to pass. A little bit of time. Now under pressure, no time, gets rid of it, catch is made, and out of bounds is Stump. And a flag comes in downfield late after the player shoved out of bounds. Let's check on this laundry here. It would be short of the line to gain without the penalty. They've got it marked at the 32-yard line. It would be 4th and 3, and the flag is picked up. So 4th and 3 is going to be the down and distance here for Hudson's Bay with the ball at the 32 of Mark Morris. And they're going to more than likely be going for this one. Talea has been the option here at the fullback position. The first fullback, we should say, with this power I. They've got 2 of them, and now it's going to be a handoff to the second man through, and it's right at the marker. This is going to be close. I think that he might be half a foot short here, just based on where the spot came in. The ball is just beyond the 39, and it's short, and it's Mark Morris football. So the Monarchs come up with a big defensive stop. change of possession. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. No measurement needed there by the officials. Yeah, it was really hard to tell there. It looked like from this angle up here that the knee came down just a smidge in front of the line that was needed. The officials saw it the same way. In fact, it looked like the far sideline official had the best view because he had the spot there. And a little deep ball here. Down the field, open! Catches off the hands of Bartell in stride. And he's frustrated. The Monarchs have missed on a couple. Kobayashi comes over to console Bartell and say, hey, you know what? It's all good, man. I dropped the ball earlier as well, and you like to see that. You like to see teammates working to pick each other up. Opportunity there, and Bartell's already got 2 touchdowns so far tonight, and he could have easily added to his total there, but another first down shot downfield for Mark Morris, and now Mullen back in the backfield, ball on the turf, and it's pitched out to Mullen. He's got to wait for it, and there's a flag here coming in, and Mullen dropped down at the 32-yard line. Let's see what the laundry's about here, and it's going to go against Mark Morris. It's a hold. So we'll see if the Eagles elect to back them up here. And it looks as if Hudson's Bay is going to accept the penalty, and it'll be second down. Clock. So the clock was running there, and officials. Second down and 18 after the penalty here. Huda fakes the handoff on a play action, and this ball is incomplete. A hit after the incompletion there. And it's going to be third and very long. Mac West, the intended receiver. Well defended there in the flat by the Eagles. Got to give the Eagles a lot of credit there. Columbia River has moved out to a 31-13 lead against R.A. Long. Huda rolling now to the far side. Lobs one up, and it's incomplete. Fourth down and 18 with 2:02 to go, third quarter, and the Monarchs are going to punt the football away for the first time tonight. Xavier Lyons, the deep man for Hudson's Bay. Eamon Flemings coming in to the formation here off the Mark Morris sideline. And this one is low, line drive, and it's going to take a Monarch roll. Crosses the 35 down at the 31-ish yard line. So Daniel Kobayashi doing the kicking duties there for the punt team. Got ourselves a little back and forth defensive battle going in the third quarter after some fireworks early in the ball game. Things have slowed down a little bit here. The cold weather setting in, the month of October, things are getting to be a little different here in terms of what the players are dealing with. The element's really not a factor, though, tonight. Cold weather is, though, sometimes uncomfortable. Either way, this style of game favors the Eagles right now, and there's a handoff blown up in the backfield. And we've got a player down after the tackle. And it looks like Decker Bartel. And it is, and Bartel might have got his bell rung here, and he's going to jog off. And coming onto the field is going to be Lane Smith to substitute for Bartel. Bartel throws his helmet down on the near sideline, and he is not happy, not feeling good. Handoff to the near side, first down carry. Crossing the 45-yard line, down at the 46-yard line is Xavier Lyons. So the Eagles have been moving the ball. If there was a contest in the third quarter that didn't involve points being awarded, but you're saying which team is playing better, you'd probably lean towards Hudson's Bay at this point here and see if they can ride this momentum into a scoring drive. And the handoff nearly taken by Eamon Flemings himself. Instead, he gobbles up the ball carrier for a big loss on first down. Flemings doing a great job of timing the snap and shooting the gap. Flemings, the homecoming king here tonight, has come up with a couple of big stops on first down already here in the second half. Miller gets the snap, handoff, second guy through, breaking a tackle and dragging a tackler for a ride out to the 50-yard line. That is a strong run for A.J. Hatton. Does not go for a first down, but it's out to midfield. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 when we start the fourth quarter of action. Here at Longview Memorial, we are still knotted up at 14 between Hudson's Bay and Mark Morris. Fans, don't go anywhere. Buckle your seatbelt. Fans, appreciate you so much for tuning in to tonight's free live stream broadcast of Greater St. Helens League football action. We cannot do it without you and your support. If you have an extra doll hair to spare, at N2 Media, Venmo, PayPal helps keep the lights on for the big guy. Great ball game here tonight. We'll have more Greater St. Helens League action coming up next week. It'll be Ridgefield coming to town to take on the Mark Morris Monarchs, who still have a ball game here to worry about. But again, at N2 Media, Venmo preferred, PayPal acceptable. Thank you guys so much for your support. If anything else, just follow the page that you're watching on, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube. Third down, and it looks to be about a 6.5 yard down in distance. Toss play out to the near side, and that is gobbled up behind the line. Out there is number 31, Lane Smith. Couple Monarchs out there, and it looks like we got a personnel change that might indicate punting formation for Hudson's Bay. And it's going to be Avery Elliott who's back for the punt return duties. So we'll have to check on Decker Bartel, who came off the field not too long ago after getting in on a tackle. And he still has his helmet off, but he is on the sideline, not on the trainer's bench or table, so that's a good sign. And Nava gets the snap, and it's a low line drive, and Elliott has space. Elliott gets past the first wave, and he's tripped up. A good return out to the 40-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him at the 41. So Mark Morris working again with the football. They have not been able to take advantage of some good field position so far here in the half. But they do possess and are looking to take the lead. Tough ball game here. One aspect of the ball game that has been notable, at least to me, is the presence of the running game, or I would say lack thereof for Mark Morris, with Kenny Mullen now getting the football, and here we go. He's off to the races and gets a good gain of about 6, maybe 7, tripped up. He might have been on his way to the house, and he's a little worse for the wear, hobbles up off the turf. But that's kind of what I was expecting coming into this game, and the Monarchs are going to go tempo here. Go some hurry-up offense, so Mullen gets back in formation, and he gets another carry, jump cuts in the hole to the outside, and he gets to the 45-yard line. That is going to be a first down carry for Kenny Mullen and the Monarchs. Mullen, again, a strong runner from a season ago. I believe he had 1,000 yards rushing to his credit, and don't want to lock the horse in the barn here. He did have that fumble early in the ball game, but could be a difference maker here down the stretch. 1st and 10, fake to Mullen. A little screen ball out here to the near side, and it's swallowed up. Great job there by the Eagles. They've got 3 guys. 2 appear to have ran into one another, and we have a player down right now for Hudson's Bay, and it does not look good. There is some movement, which is good. But man, yeah, looked to be a collision there, and this might be number 4, Messiah Jackson, who's down on the turf. They're going to check on him, obviously, and let's hope he's okay. That play officially going for a yard on a completion to Daniel Kobayashi. And it's actually number 40, so I was thinking 4, but 40 is Talea. That's a player that Hudson's Bay probably can't afford to lose, given the effect that he has had running the football and, of course, playing defense as well. But second down and 9. Huda hands to Mullen. Mullen, first down carry, breaks a tackle up the near sideline. Chased down from behind inside the 15-yard line. It's a 32-yard gain. Kenny Mullen. Ball spotted at the 13. Mullen, another carry. This time he reaches for the 10-yard line, and he's going to be marked down just a little bit shy of that. Second down and 8. Nine minutes left in this one, 14-14. If you're interested at all in things like field goals being attempted, Mark Morris probably not looking for that. They already have 1 missed PAT so far, and it's a handoff, and coming back towards the near side. Great pursuit from the backside there. That time that is Messiah Jackson, number 4. Nope, 41. Man, these Eagle numbers, they're shaded over to the other side. 41 not on the roster here that I've got for Hudson's Bay, so apologies. 41 with the tackle. Third down and 9. Monarchs going with the run here to get him down, and now it's an option pitch out to Mullen. Mullen trying to get the edge. He does get the edge, and he has got pay dirt in front of him. Touchdown, Monarchs. It's a 12-yard tutty for Kenny Mullen, and the Monarchs are on top once again, 20-14. And the Monarchs are late getting all the personnel out there for the point after attempt, and it's a big one here, 6-point game. And we've got a flag. And the kick was missed anyway, but the timing was off. Maddox mobs. So a procedure penalty is going to move Mark Morris back 5 yards here. Low snap, put down, nearly blocked, and it's kicked to the left again. No good. So 2 missed PATs now for Mark Morris. Could that be something that is a big difference maker by the time this one is all over? We have got exactly 8 minutes left. Mark Morris does reclaim the lead, though, by 6, 20-14. What a ball game here at Longview Memorial. Things not looking so good down in Hazel Dell for R.A. Long as they are down 31-13. Camas on top of Coeur d'Alene over in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, 31-21. $11:19 to go, and the Jacks are down by 18. Looking to get the ball back. They're going to need 3 scores at least. And the kickoff dropped, still on the ground, picked up at the 13. Now looking to go up that far sideline, makes first man miss. Great return beyond the 30-yard line now. At least 20 yards for the Eagles there on the return. And it's Valencia bringing it back, and the Eagles now with the ball, trailing 20-14, 7:52 left in this one. Talea back into the game at fullback. Handoff, right side, looking to bounce outside after a gain of about 3 is number 2, Xavier Lyons. Decent little gain there on first down. Give him 4. It'll be second down and 6. Fullback handoff, and he has got enough for a first down, dragging tacklers to midfield. They're going to mark him a yard short of that at the 49-yard line. But Ty Talea with another carry, and he is still down, though, on the ground. He was down after a collision on a tackle just a couple minutes ago when he was on the defensive side of the ball, and he's going to have to check out for at least 1 play, but we'll have to make sure he's okay here because being on the ground twice, not a good sign for the big man. and they're bringing a couple guys out. They may have to help him off the field. He's got his left leg straightened out. Let's just hope he's okay. So injury timeout here, 7:16 mark, fourth quarter. It'll be 1st and 10. And the big man is helped up, and he is going to need help walking off the field, and it looks not good. He's not putting any weight on that left foot. You hate to see that. A guy who's had such an impact on the game here and had a good week last week and the loss to Ridgefield. But you just hope to see that he'll be able to put the pads on later on in the season if his night is indeed over. But the senior will be on the sideline more than likely for the remainder of the game unless the trainer knows some secret tape jobs. And we got a toss play out here to the near side. It's swung down on the play is the ball carrier, Hatton. Hatton exits the ball game after the carry. Loss of 1 as Miller enters the huddle. 2 wide receivers to the top here. We've got I formation again. Back to pass, Miller. Looking right, looking down the middle, loading up, going down the field, and it's overshot. Incomplete. Avery Elliott out there in coverage for Mark Morris, getting some dap from his teammates. He probably had the best shot at hauling that pass in. 3rd down and 11 here for Hudson's Bay. Ball spotted at their own 48-yard line, just a couple yards shy of midfield. Third down and 11. Shotgun formation this time for the Eagles. Trips to the top. Miller under pressure, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Coverage on the play by Lane Smith. They were looking to try to get it to Lyons. And it's going to be 4th and 11 right near midfield. Got to expect the Eagles to go for it here, but they're making personnel changes. They could be thinking about punting the ball away and maybe trying to play defense and use some timeouts and get the ball back. Alberto Nava is back out there, and he handles the punting duties for the Eagles. And that looks like what the Eagles are planning on doing here, unless they're going to think about maybe a trick play. And it's going to be a delay of game. So 5 yards back for Hudson's Bay. It's going to bring up 4th and 16 now. Rugby style punt, good punt here. An opportunity to be fielded in return. Elliott makes the catch clean, and now he reverses field back to the top. He's got some space, he's got a block. Another man to beat here, up the far sideline. He stays on his feet, but goes out of bounds just beyond midfield, marked out at the 47. Avery Elliott showing off his speed and moves. A freshman. Gotta like the prospects of what he can do in the future and in the present as well. This is a big drive here for Hudson's Bay's defense. They desperately need a stop with 5:56 to go to try to get the ball back to their offense. And that offense is not well built to come back from two-score deficits. If Mark Morris can get a score of any kind here, it could be monumental in securing the win. Bouncing it outside, unable to get outside completely is Mullen. Number 14, Jonathan Melendrez with the tackle in pursuit on Mullen. Monarchs faced with a 2nd and 10, officially no gain. 3 wide receivers now, and it's going to be a play-action roll near side. And a nice little floater caught, and this is going to be beyond the marker. Mac West with the reception. Good for 13 yards and a first down. Clock continuing to roll as West stays in bounds. Approaching the 5-minute mark in the 4th. No 2-minute warning in high school sports. Most of you watching probably know that. Hudson's Bay with all 3 of their timeouts. Mullen, the deep back here for the Monarchs. Expect him to maybe get some work. And it's handed off, and he is met immediately by 2 defenders. And he's going to lose 2 back at the 35 now. It'll be 2nd and 12. One word that I really would not use to describe Coach Mike Peck of Mark Morris is conservative. Got to expect him to take a shot here. Whether it's on this down or 3rd down, he is not content just running the football if it's not going to be effective. This still is a runnable down to make a manageable 3rd down, but we got whistles, and we're going to get, it looks to be a timeout charge to Mark Morris with 4:04 to go. So the coaching staff wants to talk things over ahead of this 2nd down and 12 play. And again, Bay needs a stop to get the ball back here. Still has an opportunity to take the ball down the field. They've got a good kicker. Not that they're going to be looking for a field goal, but if it comes down to a PAT, you got to think that the Eagles will feel very confident in their chances of pulling off what most would probably call an upset this season. Homecoming 2024. Mark Morris started out fast here in this one. On their first possession, 7-0, but turnover kind of changed the landscape of the first quarter. And a big run by Ty Talea for 34 yards tied the ball game, and then the PAT gave the Eagles a 7-6 lead. We can recap it at the end here, but we're ready to go with a handoff here and skipping out to the outside, breaking a tackle, getting close to the line to gain is Mullen. He is going to come up about 2 yards short. It'll be a 10-yard gain for Kenny, and another player down on the turf for the Eagles. So the Eagles have had a couple of players unfortunately not able to stay available, and Talea, one of those players who is sitting over on the far sideline nursing a left foot injury. Ari Long has scored a touchdown version. So 31-21 in that game. Third down and 2. Huda, hands. Mullen has the first down. And now we've got a timeout Hudson's Bay. So the Eagles are going to start burning the timeouts. They've got 2 remaining, 3:21 left in the game. And Mark Morris looking to salt this one away. One more first down, and that should be the end of it. Woodland and Hawkinson in a ball game, 24-17. Woodland on top. Kelso has made it a ball game, 28-14. Evergreen on top. On the heels of a touchdown by the Highlanders, they recovered an onside kick. Ridgefield on top with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter against Washougal, 21-0. So Ridgefield looking like the team to beat in the Greater St. Helens League this season. But the Monarchs will play them here at home next week, looking to salt away a pesky Hudson's Bay team. A jet sweep on a block and looking to get to the outside is Mullen. Mullen cuts it back inside. He does go out of bounds. It'll be first and goal. A flag is late here on the near sideline. So we're going to have to check on that. Mullen, little hitch in his giddy up there as he is limping. Had a great run. Again, we're checking on a flag. And it's moving backwards. It's going to be a personal foul of some kind here against Mark Morris. And it looks like they've moved it back to the original line of scrimmage. And correction, it's going to be offsetting personal fouls. So redo down and distance. Clock will remain stopped with 3:14 to go. And it'll be first down and 10 once again. Handoff. Ball's on the ground. And the Eagles are on it. The fourth Monarchs turnover of the ball game could prove to be costly. 3:11 left here in the fourth. The Eagles still with 2 timeouts on a first down carry. After Mullen rips off a big gain and then offsetting personal fouls, bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. Oh, buckle up, folks. Miller in shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Back to pass, under pressure, grabbed and sacked. A big play right away. Number 51, Cameron Lair with a huge sack. Big loss. It's a 9-yard loss, second down and 19. Miller back to pass this time, has time now under pressure, and he throws it away. Was he outside the tackle box here? There was nobody in the neighborhood for Hudson's Bay. Let's see if they maybe want to lobby for an intentional grounding call there. Well, they're not going to call intentional grounding here, but it still is an incomplete pass. And third down and 19, clock stopped. Again, Eagles still with 2 timeouts. Trips to the top. Miller loads up. Out to the near sideline, incomplete. Kobayashi on the coverage. 4th down, 19. Eagles are going to have to go for it. So the turnover might not cost Mark Morris. But still, anything can happen. This ball game has been crazy. Miller on 4th down, under pressure, and he's gobbled up for the sack. Mac West. Monarchs take over. It'll be 1st and goal from the 2 for the Monarchs. The pressure getting to quarterback Michael Miller. And the crisis averted for the Monarchs. Ball actually spotted, it looks like, at the 4-yard line, and Huda in the shotgun. Hands it off. Pushing the pile is Mullen. Mullen is going to be stopped short. Clock running still. Eagles with those timeouts, not electing to use them quite yet. They got 2 remaining. They got to come up with a goal line stand here. Three wide receivers here. Now Boshin out of the backfield. It's a keeper by Huda, and Huda tucks it up inside, gets a block and a touchdown. Carter Huda takes it himself, puts the icing on the cake for the Monarchs here as they move ahead now by 2 scores, 26-14. Carter being hoisted up in some fashion by his teammates. They're excited, folks. 26-14 with $1:38 to go, and Mark Morris is more than likely, not going to say they are, because anything can happen, as we've seen so far in this game, more than likely on their way to their 2nd win of the season. The kick is up, and the kick is no good again. So if there's an area of potential concern beyond some of the other areas for potential concern, it's going to be the point after touchdown kicking game so far tonight. Mark Morris unable to execute on any of those, but they do execute when they need to down the stretch on the defensive side of the ball, and quarterback Carter Huda gets into the end zone for a 2-yard tutty. Mark Morris with both scores here in the 4th quarter, both scores in the 2nd half, but the running game is what is helping Mark Morris secure this win, along with the defense, not allowing any points so far in the 2nd half. By the way, fans, if you're interested, R.A. Long did come up with a stop. Down 10 with just over 4 minutes to go in Hazel Dell, looking to maybe pull off an unthinkable comeback. They probably are going to have to score and maybe get an onside kick, as this kickoff is fielded just beyond the 25-yard line, crossing the 30, getting out to the 35 is the returner for Hudson's Bay, who's going to get to the 36-yard line. Looks like Kelton Green on the return. So a minute 31 left in this one, and the Eagles have got to come up with 2 touchdowns. And it looks like they're going I formation here. Back to pass. Miller gets it out quick. A little out route. Catch is made. Out of bounds. Nice little ball there to Messiah Jackson. This one's into Monarchs territory at the 45. 20-yard pickup. And the clock stopped. So the Eagles not waving the white flag yet. Trying to get into formation here now. Going back to the I formation. And they do get set. Miller looking right. Delivers it right down the middle, and it's intercepted. Like to see the returner just go down right here, but big return potentially. Now moving it to the outside. Cutting it back up inside, staying on his feet, fighting off a tackler. Kenny Mullen down inside the 5. Kenny Mullen nearly carried defenders into the end zone. They are excited here at Longview Memorial. The Monarchs are going to move to 2-1 in Greater St. Helens League play. 2-3 overall. What a play there by Mullen, getting the interception and then putting on a highlight return there. And now the ever so bold, I believe we will win, up by 12 with 65 seconds to go in the shotgun formation here. Let's see if Coach Peck is going to take a knee or look to add to it. It's going to be look to add to it. And the ball carrier loses the football, and it's into the end zone. A flag after the play, and it's recovered by the Eagles. So instead of taking a knee, it's a handoff that goes for a fumble into the end zone. That'll officially be I believe, the 5th Monarchs turnover. And this is going to go out to the 20, and we'll have to check out the flag. So the Eagles get the ball back. I believe it's the 5th turnover. Might be just the 4th, but I'm fairly confident that we're at 5 turnovers here for Mark Morse. Only one to Hudson's Bay's credit, and it was just that interception a couple moments ago. "57 seconds left. Miller back to pass, going deep. Man out there. Hauled, oh no, dropped at the last second there. That ball hit him right in the chest. A.J. Hatton out there, unable to haul it in. Could have been a big play. Folks, Ari Long has scored again. And another, no, excuse me, this time a PAT, but 2:40 left in the ball game, and it's 31-28. Jack's making it interesting late. Toss play outside and getting out of bounds is Lions. It's going to be spotted at the 40. That score coming 4 minutes ago, by the way. 44 seconds left in this one. Handoff goes up the middle, and now sidestepping to the outside. And a cut again outside, unable to go much further than the 50-yard line there, but still a good run and a first down carry for the Eagles. Kobayashi with the tackle. Clock now down to 31 seconds. And the Eagles appear to not be in a hurry here, and they still got 2 timeouts in their back pocket. And now timeout taken. 17 seconds left in the ball game. Again, fans, next week we will be back here at Longview Memorial Stadium for Ridgefield taking on Mark Morris. That should be a very big game. Now that Ridgefield is going to be victorious over Washougal, that means Washougal will have 2 league losses. And even though the Monarchs did lose last week to the Panthers down in Pantherville, hypothetically, if the Monarchs are able to beat Ridgefield and Woodland, both of those games would be here at home, mind you. If they beat both of them, they would be in pretty solid position. They still got a trip down to Hawkinson, which will not be a gimme. And then they still got to play the pesky Lumberjacks, who don't want to go anywhere against Columbia River tonight after falling behind 31-13. But my point of all of this is the Monarchs could be sitting pretty good here if they are able to, they've got a flag, pick up a win next week in that game against Ridgefield. Ridgefield undefeated in league, and Woodland will also be undefeated in league, it looks like, after tonight. So a penalty here is going to go against Mark Morris to give Hudson's Bay 5 yards. 16 seconds left. Tight end on the left here, I formation. Deep drop. Double coverage, incomplete. Coverage out there. Kevin Hernandez. .11 seconds to go. Could be the last play of the game here. Fake handoff under pressure. Rolling now is Miller. Head up, throwing downfield, and diving for it is wide receiver unable to make the catch. That was Saith Elguera Zarate. Now we got 4 seconds left in this game. And Mark Morris is going to enjoy a victory here. Move to 2-1 in GSHL play. Still trying to refresh here. And the Jacks are out of timeouts, but they got the ball back with 57 seconds left, down 3. Crazy. Miller back to pass. This is going to be the last play under pressure. He's going to run for it, and he's not going to get much. And that is going to be the ball game here, folks. Mark Morris somehow survives 5 turnovers here tonight. It looked like things at times were going to go their way often, but just when it looked like that, something would happen to make it doubtable. But in the end, after putting it on the ground 5 times, the Monarchs pick up a W, 26-14. Now 2-3 overall, 2-1 in the GSHL. That's all that matters. And the Eagles still struggling, looking for their first win of the season. They are now 0-5, 0-3 in GSHL play. Tough to decide here who we should award player of the game to. Carter Huda with 2 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown run and 1 2-point conversion on a run. Decker Bartel, 2 touchdown receptions, 1 very impressive run after the catch on one of those. Kenny Mullen with a touchdown run. Good job in the fourth quarter. Press box clearing out except for one entering. Blast Zone's own Jordan Nalen, posting pictures to the social media world for you all to view. But a big win here tonight. It was gut check time a lot of this game for Mark Morris. They found themselves in a couple of precarious positions, and they could have easily gotten down on themselves. They had some weird stuff happen on some big plays. They either lost the ball on that big play or on the very next play. You know, some good coachable moments here. The most important stat for Mark Morris is getting the W into the column. And they control their own destiny now for first place. If they win out, they are champions of the Greater St. Helens League. It's still a long way to go here in week 5, but 4 more ball games. They got a date with Ridgefield next week. Make a trip down to Hawkinson. They'll take on Woodland at home in week 8, and then the Lumberjacks at home here. It'll be an away game officially for the Monarchs. But with 4 left at 2-1, anything's possible. Player of the game, boy, I'm going Carter Huda tonight, folks. 2 touchdown passes. He was dialed in that first half. He had a deep connection with Kobayashi on a 4th and 5 that set up the Monarchs' first score. He threw the Monarchs' first score. They had a great ball down the field to Brady Schlecht, who was about ready to go into the end zone, fumbled it on his way in. Had the touchdown pass to Bartell, although Bartell did a lot of the work for him to get that. And then he also had a rushing touchdown to salt the game away late and a 2-point conversion run. Carter Huda, congratulations, player of the ball game tonight for the Mark Morris Monarchs in the win. And for Hudson's Bay, Ty Talea, player of the game, unfortunately had to leave the game with an injury, but still put on a man effort tonight out of the fullback position, rumbled for a big 34-yard touchdown, and also had several other quality runs to set Hudson's Bay up in plus territory. Ultimately, the Eagles, just not enough firepower here tonight to keep up with the Monarchs. But that is going to wrap things up for us here upstairs in the press box at Longview Memorial Stadium. Mark Morris comes away with the win 26-14. Next week here at home, taking on the Ridgefield Spudders. Kickoff 7 o'clock Friday night, right back here for the N2 Media game of the week. Looking forward to it. Thank you, fans, so much for coming on out here tonight and spending your evening with us. And we hope to have you again next week. Please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, it's free. Doesn't cost anything, and it helps me out. Or if you want to follow the page on Facebook, again, it's free and helps me out. Okay, thank you guys again so much, and I hope to see you guys next week. Final score, 26-14. Mark Morris with the win. Carter Huda, player of the game for the Monarchs. Hope you all have a great weekend. Take care.